Aw, what a little cutie.
So what's up, everybody? I'm wearing my Tails Valentine's Day shirt. It says "Always Loving You" on it. It's really cute. Anyways, I have Everest with me, and today we're gonna read some "Do Not Redeem" posts. By "Do Not Redeem," I mean the r/scams subreddit. One of my favorites to read because just scams r/scams is just funny. Like, there's people scam baiting. Scam baiting is when you trick a scammer into, lead a scammer on for a long period of time, or like just general, like, I don't know, messing with scammers. Pretty much is what scam baiting is. I had to move my tripod. I am expecting a delivery today, so I haven't heard back from Etsy yet regarding my stupid thing, but I am expecting a package a little bit later. I'm hoping that it'll come soon. But yeah, let's get into reading some scam posts. All right, for those of you who don't know, like I said, r/scams is scams. Sometimes people post screenshots of stuff with pictures. Some people just post with just regular text in a post. Alright. I got an email from Google, and this is what it says. Okay, I don't know. This is what it says. Google has received a subpoena for information related to your Google account October 1st, 2025 from the New York State Office Attorney General. Its subpoena seeks information pertaining to Google Maps reviews. This email serves as a notice to you that Google may produce identifying information relating to your challenging account. Or no, radio. Oh, shit. I mixed up one line, the first one, the second line. In response to this subpoena, unless you mail a file stamped copy of a court filing challenging the discourse of your information or other objection within 14 days of this date. This email to the office of this New York State Attorney General at blank. I have absolutely no idea. What is this? This notice is real. Google will turn in your information from your account unless you have a legal order from them for them not to do so. Typically, this is harmless, and there's nothing you can do. Okay, so I got one here. About Google account notices. So back in October, no, September. I think it was September or I think it was like the last week of August. I don't remember. Um, when me and my mom were going through, I know she probably won't appreciate me talking about this, but when me and my mom were going through stuff with my stepfather, good thing I turned oh no, my keyboard is on. I need to turn it off. Back when me and my mom were going through stuff with my stepfather and regarding like a protection order and stuff like that, they had to do that with my Google account. They had to like obtain information out of my Google account to like, I don't remember what it was from. I know it's kind of dumb, but they just had to obtain, because I had a different Google account than I do now. Obviously, I know I have a different Google account than I did have a different Google account than I do now. So, and the reason being is because um when I was on YouTube. I had YouTube, and Google terminated my YouTube account, so I had to go make a new Google account, and that's part of the reason why. Um, and then like yeah. Oh, I thought that was part of. I'm like what? Yeah. A call from American Express was a very well executed. Oh wow! I got a call from a person claiming that they were from American Express. They knew my name and asked me if I made a change, made a charge at a firearms store in D.C. No. Then they asked if I had opened up an American Express card before, the day before, and gave me the full number. No, it was not my American Express card. They told me that someone had opened up this card in my name and tried to buy your firearm at a store in DC. This store actually exists. The scammer had amazing attention to detail, name, notifying unit at American Express, address, employee number, issue date for the card, and the security code. Attempted a transaction at this location an amount of $1,796. This sounds okay. This sounds like someone that you know. This at least 9 out of 10 times scams like this is somebody that you know. The woman with perfect U.S. English is a red flag right there because most of these call centers that are, they're not. English isn't their first language, and I'm not just saying that because like English isn't really their first language. It differs. Oh, shut up. I've been playing a lot of Monopoly Go. That's what keeps going up. Is my Monopoly Go game. Um, I actually really love that game. It's fun. It has a Hello Kitty and Friends theme thing for it going right now. That's part of the reason why. One of my friends, she's like, "Hey, I've been playing Monopoly Go. It has a Hello Kitty thing. You should try it." And she sent me her friend code thing, and I signed up for it. And yeah, it's pretty cool. A series of questions. Do I live in DC? Did I open the account? Which, of course, I denied. They then claimed I needed to file a formal incident report with the FBI. See, the FBI doesn't directly get involved with credit card fraud like that. You have to go through your local police department first, and I know that firsthand because I've experienced credit fraud on my credit report, and I've had to. What 9 out of 10 times or excuse me, half the time they want you to go through the police to make a fraud report. The other half the time you don't need to, and you just have to like prove that you've lived there for X amount, or that you didn't live there, or that you didn't, or that it wasn't you. Those aren't yours, stuff like that. So FBI. I was already suspicious and asked why I would need to do that. It's their problem, not mine. She was quite calm and convincing and said she could directly connect me to the correct department. Yeah, that's another load of bullshit. At the FBI. I have friends that work for the FBI. I could transfer you there. No, that's not how that works. Anyways, I said I prefer to call them directly myself, but she again very calmly explained how difficult that would be. Not really, cause like I don't know uh, explain how difficult that would be. I actually placed her on a hold and tried to call the FBI using my wife's phone, and I found out that I could not connect to anyone easily. Yeah, that's because they have to do that because like yeah. So like stuff like that. Wow. Um, so she got the FBI on the line, explained the whole situation to the new person, and then left the call. And then left the call. The new FBI scammer claimed they have that this is to be completed on a Microsoft Teams call. I went ahead with the whole thing, suspecting a scam, but went ahead anyhow on the Teams call. A woman with $1 million smile at the table with the FBI flag on the side, the U.S. flag on the other. She made. Oh wait a minute. She shows me her FBI credentials, and after a very long-winded explanation of how this report was made, or how this report would made, I probably meant to say was made, started the interview. First thing, she asked me to show my driver's license at the camera. See, I've had to do that before too, where I've had to show my state ID or driver's license on camera, and that was when I was applying for an apartment complex, and I had a whole thing go through where it was Experian, um, not Experian, yeah, it was Experian. Experian had an incorrect my old phone number on there from when for fraud alerts, and they were like texting a code or something like that, or they'd like verify it, and like the number that I gave the apartment complex and the number that Experian had on their record for my fraud alerts didn't match. So I just kept being denied, and I spent like 3 hours on the phone with Experian trying to get my number corrected, and because their AI, every fucking customer service nowadays is powered by AI. It's so stupid. Hi, this is so and so AI chatbot. Please help. I'm still learning. Like, what the fuck? So, like, yeah, it was crazy. But then when I had to resubmit my application, I had to get on Microsoft Teams on my phone, and I had to hold my ID up to my face, like, or up to my nose, like that, like the SpongeBob episode where they had a piece of paper, and I had to look directly into the camera. Like, it's very weird, but because we couldn't come in person and do it, because we didn't have enough gas money to do it at the time. I mean, even though we lived, or we did not lived, we were in a hotel, but we were right down the road from where they were. But we had so much other shit going on that we just couldn't make it in there. So I want okay. She at this point I asked, or at this point I needed further convincing that this was an actual personal information the scammers had asked for. Okay. So I apologized, making excuses to go AFK. AFK means away from keyboard, by the way. Saying that I would be right back and call American Express. Nope, that credit card number was not a real American Express number. The whole thing was a scam after wasting 30 minutes of my life. Well, okay, you didn't waste 30 minutes of your life, you wasted 30 minutes of their life. And here's how. You didn't give them any information whatsoever. They already knew your name. They already had a credit card number supposedly. You didn't, like I said, you didn't give them any personal information. They told everything to you. You were just like, I mean, I wouldn't say you wasted 30 minutes of your life. You wait more. This is unintentional scam baiting. Is what I would call it. It was an impressive attempt amazing how they went to try and make it seem legit. The two people seeming to be from the U.S. Well, all the scam calls I've ever gotten in the past, person spoke heavily accented English. Yeah, you're telling me. The whole thing was like a was quite a presentation. I was mostly convinced that it was real. Needed a verification before giving out actual information. Edit. I've been managing a large home improvement project, and I've had a lot of contractors in my contacts. A lot of contractors not in my contacts. Okay. The only reason I answer the phone, generally all unknown calls go to voicemail. Yes, I stayed on the call longer than I should have. This isn't fucking. Do not trust any unlocked phone call or unsolicited phone call or email any ever. Exactly. But I'm glad the OP didn't give them anything. Like, yeah. Oh shit. Yeah, see, like I said, most of these are just text. I received a message stating that I had missed a deadline for a court case. I thought it was really odd to receive it in text. Maybe they couldn't locate me. Being that I have recently been divorced and changed addresses, I felt like it could have been something to do with that. So I went ahead and called them. They answered the phone call with civil litigation department. Do you have a case number? That's not how. That's not how they. That's not how court systems answer the phone. I don't think. It's more like it's more like, "Hi, this is so and so. How can I help you?" Or, "Hi, thank you for calling the court district court ex district court this department." They don't. I don't. I feel like they don't. They answer the phone that like civil. It's just like when you call the airline um when you call the airline help desk, and it's like Delta. Like if you call Delta Airlines, Pleasant Green did a video on that where he tried contacting. He booked a flight and then he called the 800 number, and it was some Indian guy, and he barely spoke English, and he's like, "Hi, this is the department. This department." He's like, "Is this Delta?" He goes, "We work with all airlines, sir," or something like that, which is not true. Like something like I don't remember what the whole thing was, but anyways, do you have a case number? Which is something they don't ask in the first line. This felt like an immediate red flag. I asked them who they were. They replied, "Sir, this is an attorney's office." They would not give me any more information other than being an attorney's office unless I gave them a case number. I asked several times until they eventually got frustrated enough to hang up. I've had a few scammers do that to me too. Well, lucky for me, lucky for them, I have a burner phone, so I called back saying that I had gift cards they requested. They immediately tried to get the numbers, so I laughed and hung up. That's a little bit of a scam bait right there. That is hilarious. Extremely common scam. Yeah, LMAO. If a law firm is going to answer the phone to the litigation department, even if they are full service, especially as if yeah, I like the ending of that one. Okay. Death threats from an escort agency scam. Ooh. This doesn't have. Okay. Might not read this one. I'm probably not going to read this one because it doesn't have any upvotes. Sent Cash App. Sent Apple Cash by a random number asking for it back. Rico, send me my money back. It was for my child lunch. Is your name Rico? Oh boy. Fell for a banking screen share scam. No! Poor OP. Oh man. You gotta be smarter. Alright. Disclaimer, yes, I know that I'm an idiot. You're more than an idiot. No, I'm kidding. I'm not here to judge. I probably would have. I've almost fell for a few scams before. But thankfully I didn't have any fucking money. So scammer calls and says that my bank this is my bank fraud department, here to help someone as all of your bank information has all of your bank information. Shut up, Monopoly Go. God damn. Alright. We're gonna FaceTime. That's a red flag there because banks don't use FaceTime. Nobody, no legitimate business, unless maybe like their Apple themselves, don't use FaceTime. I mean, other than not even apartment complexes that I apply. Like I said, when I was applying for an apartment complex, I had to use Microsoft Teams. No company uses my FaceTime like that. So that's your first red flag. Like you are dumb. We're gonna FaceTime, and we're gonna need you to share your screen. I log into my bank stuff. They get all of that info. Damn, dude, okay. I know I said I wasn't gonna judge, but like, this dude is fucking dumb. Okay, tell tell me to use Cash App around here. I end up stupidly giving the last four digits of my social security number. Nice. The money transfer. I tried to not okay. What nice to transfer the money doesn't nice? What does that mean nice? To transfer the money doesn't work. Try PayPal, try Apple Wallet. Should have been getting suspicious here. I ended up using my online banking service and sent $950. That's not all. That's not okay. Okay. That's. I'm not siding with the scammers, but that's not the worst that scammers can do. I've seen scammers get hundreds of thousands of people, even millions of dollars out of people, um, pretending to be stuff, Anyways, but $950 is still a lot. Like if I had $950 and I did this, and yeah, to my new Jane Doe account that we've generated. This is a happy ending though. When my mom got home, oh shit, they're 17 years old. Okay, I guess the whole dumb thing makes sense because they're not fully developed. I take back that I said that they're. I mean, they're not. They're not like dumb, but they're not. They're not. Not experienced enough. So yes, I'm 17 and I fell for this. And she, of course, realized that I got yupped bad. I've never heard of that term, yupped. I don't know what that means, yupped bad. All of my money was still in the account, so I transferred it over to her account, changed all of my usernames and passwords. Have to call the fraud department tomorrow and wear the "I'm a big dum dum" t-shirt to the nice phone lady. So if you're 17 and you're like me or any age, just it's acceptable. Don't share your. I feel like they're dumb, but someone needs to watch more Kitboga. I fucking love Kitboga though. He's really funny. What is this one? Okay, that is That is not a. That is not a legitimate. That is not. I don't understand. A package has been waiting for you in our office. It doesn't even say. Yeah, this doesn't even make sense. Scam, dispute, charge of credit. I don't get that one. There's like nothing on it. Like you just go, I don't know. Oh shit. Oh shit. Here we go. My dad was scammed out of $100,000. Here we go. That's what I was talking about earlier. And he died. Oh, did he die? I don't know. $100,000 in credit card debt. Oh, okay. 7 phone numbers and an iPhone phones added to his Verizon account. Retirement cashed out and sent through gift cards. Oh God. Multiple numbers texting his phone to pretending to be women. How old was he? Cause like and even then, what was he gonna I was gonna say what was it I'm not saying scammers are better off with it, but um he died because he couldn't find his insulin. He couldn't afford his insulin. Oh shit. So he was diabetic. And wow. The last 6 months we're pushing for a dementia diagnosis. I am devastated. That's sad though. That's so sad. See, if it was if okay, it depends on where the scammers are, because if they're not in the U.S., was this the U.S.? Yeah, this is the U.S. If they're not in the U.S., then if they're not in the U.S., then most 9 out of 10 times they just can't be charged or prosecuted because they're not in the U.S. It's very fucking stupid because 99% of the scams out there, well, I wouldn't say 99% of the scams, 90% of the scams out there are most likely overseas. Nigeria, India, Pakistan, China, even Taiwan, Indonesia, Philippines, stuff like that. So there's just only some. All right, got a convincing call from Google. Watch out. I have received a call from the other day from an 877 number. I don't usually pick up unknown calls, but I was waiting for a call back from the Canadian Revenue Agency and thought it might be them. The guy says he's from Google, has been monitoring suspicious activity to my account originating from Iran. Okay. According to him, someone has been trying to change my recovery email and 2FA phone number. 2FA is two-form authentication. Basically, when you make a new Google account, it'll usually ask you to put in a phone number for it to text you on. And this will be the last post I read, by the way, because I don't want to make it. Well, I might do one more after this. So like when you have to verify your phone number through Google, pretty much. He then rhymed off my old work email. Rhymed off. I've never heard rhymed used in that a sentence like that. That I used to have as a recovery email. I don't anymore, to sound legit, which he did. Okay. Then proceeded to tell me that this has been happening a lot. With all the activity going into the Middle East, my spidey sense is tingling. That's funny. I was pretty sure Google never called people after being hacked. So I played along. Here we go. Oh shit, this is a long one. Damn. He then he then he then said I could lock my email access to the specific devices for 72 hours in the event I got hacked, I argued. But I have a strong password in 2FA. What should I say? What should I worry? He then retaliated with this service with that this is a service Google provided and asked me if I wanted. I asked what needs to be done. He told me to close my email app and restart it on my phone, which was immediately met with a 2FA message. Someone is trying to access your account from Miami, Florida. Is that you? I responded, "Hey, is this you? I'm not in Miami. I am in Toronto." He's probably using a VPN. The guy is probably using a VPN. Uh, he then said it wasn't him, as he is in California, and then told me to close the email again and restart it. 2FA, someone is trying to access your account in Toronto, Ontario. Is this you? I lied about living in Toronto. I live in a smaller city to the west, and I always get prompted with my current city when authenticating. I then said, I don't know who you are, but I don't think you're Google. If you are, which I doubt, thank you, but you're a hacker. If you and which I, but if you're a hacker, which I think you are, go fuck yourself. He then told me that he completely understood and I should immediately change my password, which was the only truthful thing he said in that conversation. I did so immediately after hanging up. I researched afterwards, and my Google account was compromised. I have no idea how, including my old recovery email, that they were using a VPN to spoof their location. Told you. And that they were trying to hit me to hit yes, it's me, after I get back into my account. Thank God for 2FA. I have my original personal Gmail account, which was my first name dot last name at gmail.com. Said that got compromised, so I had to. That's why I had to make a new email, and Gmail sucks with spam filtering. So why does this one say it was delivered? Oh, this is something different. I was looking at, yeah, that's what I ordered from the Sanrio shop. Okay. I'm confused. Come on, there we go. This is what I'm expecting through UPS. It's pajama set that they ordered. Anyways, yeah, I had my old Gmail hacked or compromised. Okay. This guy was smooth, professional, and sounded very legit. No accent, no pauses, and at no time did he lose his composure when I challenged him. Hacks are getting very, very, very sneaky and so sophisticated, so be careful out there if you don't have 2FA set up on your Google account. I do now. Cool, convincing call from Google. Google never calls you. Yeah, they never do. Google never calls you. Alright. Well, that'll be it for this video. This one was a little bit longer, but that'll be it for this video. I might read more scam posts next week. I don't know. Maybe I'll do another video later today and do a second part to it. I'll see you guys later, and yeah.